Hey everybody, Adam here in my cave, and I've got a bigger project coming up next year, one I've been wanting to execute for a long time. It is, spoiler alert, an Infinity Gauntlet. I'm going to be making this with help from Master Armorer Tony Swatton, who built the actual Infinity Gauntlet. Gauntlets, plural. He has built more than one and at more than one scale. We're going to build mine at the 22-inch, give or take, scale of the Infinity War one, not the Thor Ragnarok one, which is like 4 feet long. And this is all happening later. I'm going to go down to Tony's shop. He's going to teach me a ton from his prodigious armorer's brain. He's going to try and pass some knowledge into this brain. But in the meantime, in gearing up for that, there are a lot of detail parts on the armor. So there's a lot of stuff to be formed, but on the gauntlet, there are all these detail pieces, like this, for instance. And wait, I had another one. Probably fell behind. Those are cut out of 040 brass or 1 millimeter brass sheet, which I happen to have a piece here. And so this is just going to be a piercing saw video in which I'll apply this to the brass with some spray adhesive. And then I will punch some holes and use my piercing saw, jeweler's saw here, to slowly saw it out. That's all this is, just a tedious, delightful, glorious. This is one of my favorite genres on YouTube, the esoteric skill played out in its full length. Here we go. I just want to pause here for a second and say how much this is a funny one. I have always been compelled by scroll saws, which is the electrical way to do this. Scroll saw has a blade that you can undo at one end and put into a blind piece of work and cut out a blind hole like this. And I've had several scroll saws. I know there are some really good ones out there. I see Chris from ClickSpring using his, and it's an expensive one, but he gets tremendous results from it. I have never gotten satisfactory results from using a scroll saw. I have always found it a mystifying ordeal. I recognize that there is a deep institutional knowledge understanding that's required to use a scroll saw to understand the tensions that you should have the blade under. And I would tend to run it a little too tense, and my blades would break all the time. And then I was working on the crown jewel stuff, and Kevin from New Concepts and some other folks gave me the impetus to try just using a standard piercing saw. I mean, this is New Concepts' beautiful piercing saw, jeweler's saw. And frankly, I find I have so much more control, and it is so much less mystifying and awful than using a scroll saw. So I'm a weird convert here from the electrical to the manual because of what it gives me in terms of how precise I can get. I'm just really happy with how these marks are coming out. That's all. All right. Lots more holes to pierce. I'm going to cut this a little bit closer to itself just to make it a little bit easier to get to all the things. Oh, dumb. Oh, all right. You broke. Oh, no. All right. Okay, so I just cut out the middle of this, and honestly, this is where the piercing saw shows its quality. An egg-shaped hole, an oval, just one punch, and I pull that out. I don't have to wheel out the scroll saw. I don't have to find the blades for it. It's so much better this way. I'm gonna give away my scroll saw. I just don't have, it's just never, the scroll saw has always been a compromise, and it's always felt like, I hate this thing. I hate working against this thing. I know some people get the performance they want out of theirs. After all these years, I'm unwilling to keep trying. But this is beautiful. Look at that. I'm just like so happy with how that came out. Now I'm following a kind of, look, these lines are big and thick. So where you cut on that line is open to interpretation. And so I'm doing a sort of close cut to the line on this side and then going over and just making sure that every transition, every corner that I can make crisp is crisp, and that the curves follow each other in a logical fashion. And it's just about going through it and like making sure there's no soft parts that aren't really delivering the aesthetic I want. And this will get layered. There'll be some more stuff on top of this. But for right now, this is spectacular. I'm excellently pleased.
Thank you so much for watching. We have some brand new merch to tell you about, because while life is full of unsolvable puzzles, we are going to sell you a solvable puzzle. We have 3 puzzle sizes now available at adamsavage.com. 120 piece, 240 piece, and this 16 by 20, 500 piece puzzle of my cave. Yes. I gotta tell you, I can't wait to actually try this out. Again, you can buy this right now at adamsavage.com.